Meghan Markle, the gift that keeps on giving. It is unbelievable for a woman who claims she doesn't watch the internet. This video that she posted yesterday came across as desperate, sad, pathetic, forced, and yes, Netflix is breathing down her neck. And I'm going to tell you a secret, or well, a little inside information that we got in the reason why she jumped so quickly, because this woman went like literally panicked as soon as all of us YouTubers came out, and she released this video much earlier than she thought she had. I think it was like midnight or something that she released it, because I guess she was too embarrassed to release it during a time that people would click the most of it. If you go watch my video yesterday, and I will leave the link too for you to go watch, you will see that actually after we all did our videos, Netflix took the Shopify page down. It was Netflix Arrow because, of course, American Riviera Orchard. There were, as I told you, at least 4 lies, because if this thing had already been planned and everything was already okay, this as everything is incredibly very last minute, because they had it as Netflix Arrow. And I showed you that in my video yesterday, which please go watch it. They've changed it now to this. Even the logo has changed with 1 palm tree and 2 children. Again, and it's very interesting because yesterday we were all talking, at least I talked, about how Meghan Markle chose basically to plagiarize this logo from Mallorca, city of Mallorca, and how she's only having 1 palm tree rather than the 2 palm trees. And I read you the article where she basically said that the only reason they didn't even need to go inside the house at the big mansion as ever, because all they needed was that as soon as they saw these 2 palm trees right here, guys, fate was decided. So you would think that a very, very good logo would have been to feature these 2 palm trees with these 2 children, right? To represent Harry and Meghan and their 2 children. No, but not for Meghan. So this is back up again. It was removed, and now the arrow is gone, and now you have save your seat at the table. And they want your email. They want your email, and they want you to subscribe, which I'm not going to do either, right? So because what they're doing with that, she's mining your info. And basically, she can sell it to advertisers, and that's how she makes money. And I'm not about to do that for Rachel Meghan Markle, if you know what I mean. Don't worry, we are going to dissect that little video because it is absolutely unbelievable. But my point is, what's going to happen now with American Riviera Orchard? I firmly believe that this woman is going to basically rebrand this because she already has the followers there, which is, American Riviera Orchard. And I'm pretty sure that she's going to call it As Ever. But she has a little problem with that, doesn't she? She has a little problem that she hasn't addressed in that video, which we will address it right now. And then I'm going to tell you why she's lying about it and why Netflix canceled and why this is her last ditch at convincing Netflix not to drop. Before we get into examining that video that panic video that she posted, it's important for you to understand that if everything had been planned, as she says, and if everything was peachy-peachy with Netflix, she wouldn't have needed, first, Netflix wouldn't have taken down the Netflix Arrow page. Second, they would have, she would have just kept it, changed name or whatever, change whatever font, you do, and just keep it going, not taken down. But Netflix, from what I was told, as soon as they realized, because what she didn't tell Netflix is many things. Let's go through her video right now, guys. And we're going to dissect because this is just unbelievable. This is such a train wreck. How can Netflix be in association with this woman? And people are talking that, first by Netflix associating to Rachel Meghan Markle, She confirms that they basically own her, and she gets to do what she's always done, which is pretty much nothing. She will have people from Netflix staff doing stuff for her, and she will just have to show up and do as little as possible. That's number one. Number two, Netflix gets the major money, or most of the money, maybe because they're the ones in charge of producing everything. But then again, how much money can they really make from Meghan Markle's brand? I mean, which brand? Because we still have yet to see if she's going to be able to secure the As Ever brand. Because to this date, everything is up in the air. So how much money can actually Netflix make? Because I can understand them taking these kinds of risks and sticking by somebody who's actually very profitable. For example, I don't know, Reese Witherspoon or Goop or Gwyneth Paltrow. You know, I can see them doing that because Gwyneth Paltrow did a Goop series with them. You know, but Gwyneth Paltrow is incredibly profitable. Meghan Markle is not. Unfortunately, this woman is not profitable. So to me, it's incredible that they're still going ahead with the risk, because I don't think they're going to be able to make very much money, because everything that Rachel Meghan Markle has done has been a massive failure, has been a complete, utter failure. And of course, what did she do? Her page has 2 children. A lot of people are saying, oh, that's Lilibet running through the lawn with some other unknown kid. But let's get into the video and let's dissect the lies that she said. This is her actual Instagram post. I'm not gonna put her voice there because I have it recorded. So yeah, I'm gonna show it to you and we're gonna pause it and break it down, because in here you can't do it. But this is what she says. Some of you may have heard whispers about what I've been creating. In 2 weeks, my series on Netflix launches, but there's something else I've been working on. I am thrilled to announce you to As Ever, a brand that I created and have poured my heart into. As ever means as it's always been, or some even say in the same way as always. That's exactly what I said in my video yesterday. That's what I said in my video yesterday. Yes, it is. So she has to give us a description of what as ever means. If you followed along since my days of creating the TIG, you'll know this couldn't be truer for me. This new chapter is an extension of what has always been my love language, beautifully weaving together everything I cherish: food, gardening, entertaining, thoughtful living, and finding joy in the everyday. I will keep sharing behind the scenes tidbits with you here as we ramp up to launch, and I can't wait for you to get your hands on everything we've been creating. Sending lots of love, as ever, Meghan. Well, first of all, there's quite a few things just in this sentence, okay? Here she is putting this, and I'll give you what my theory once we start getting into the video. She's like, oh my God, in 2 weeks, my series on Netflix launches. No, it might not launch. It might not launch, guys. This is why we're seeing this woman in a panicked video with that vocal fry, looking absolutely horrible in spite of wearing a bunch of natural makeup. And she goes, I've been working on something I'm thrilled to introduce you to As Ever. Yeah, that's true. A brand that I created and I have poured my heart into. As ever means as it's always been. We know that, right? Now, she said that if you follow me since the days of the TIG, you'll know that this couldn't be truer for me. And you know what, Rachel Meghan Markle? I agree with you. You are the same. No matter what you've done in your life, you're back to being a nobody. You're back to having your destiny in somebody else's hands. You're back to being a D-list influencer who can't even, you know what? When she did the TIG, at least she did it right. She trademarked it correctly. Everything was done correctly. But now she's gone from a D-list mattress actress, flying to London looking for a rich husband, landing, not a rich husband, but I mean, the most famous, one of the most famous princes in the world, promising that she was going to hit the ground running. Remember, guys, because she wanted to do good in this world. She was a humanitarian. in her CV, she's humanitarian. That is what she does. She shows up and does good. Service, you don't need the word royal to do good or to do service. You can do service in many ways. That they were going to use that platform to highlight the little known causes in order to do good, in order to do charity work. How they promised they were not going to start a foundation in that sussexroyal.com, which is still up there. And of course they did. This woman has gone from D-list mattress actress, flying over to the UK, marrying one of the only left most famous royal, back to California, claiming she could only work with A-list Hollywood directors, thinking that she was going to be an A-list actress, claiming that they had signed hundreds of millions of dollars with Netflix, 20 millions with Spotify. I mean, I don't know how many millions, to being canceled by Spotify, called effing grifters. Limonada. It's really nada. Nada means nothing in Spanish. So Spotify sold or gave away her Spotify to Limonada. She hasn't been able to produce anything on Limonada. And Limonada's, when they debuted her podcast, went to like 400. It wasn't even like at the top 100. I mean, it is actually quite painful to watch. So she goes again, D-list influencer, D-list mattress actress, to ultra royal, because royals are not even A-listers. Royals are in another capacity. They're not part of this world. To going back to being an influencer, having or begging people to sell her food or whatever she is, hawking it on some malls down, and owned by somebody else, because at least with the TIG, she owned it herself. Now it's Netflix. It's Netflix. And here we go, and we're going to dissect what she actually said, because this is so cringe. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. She is in such full panic mode. Please don't cancel me. I'm a mom. We're going to listen to the actual video and the lies that she tells. It is very important for her to be able for people to understand that this is Harry who is talking to her. I believe that the first thing she did, it is Harry talking to her, but the rest of the video, he wasn't there. And I believe that these were recorded at different times, because I don't think that Harry is there. So we're going to listen to this video and we're going to go through this. And guys, get ready, because it is a mess. Please listen carefully at the very beginning, okay?
It's recording.
Okay. Cat's out of the bag. I'm shocked we've kept this a secret for so long. In 2 weeks, my show is coming out, which I'm so excited for. And also my business, which I think there's been a lot of curiosity about. Last year, I had thought, you know what, American Riviera, that sounds like such a great name. It's my neighborhood. It's a nickname for Santa Barbara. But it limited me to things that were just manufactured and grown in this area. Then Netflix came on, not just as my partner in the show, but as my partner in my business, which was huge. So I thought about it, and I've been waiting for a moment to share a name that I had secured in 2022. And this is the moment. And it's called As Ever. As Ever essentially means as it's always been. And if you followed me since 2014 with the TIG, you know I've always loved cooking and crafting and gardening. This is what I do. And I haven't been able to share it with you in the same way for the past few years, but now I can. So as things are starting to trickle out there, I wanted you to hear it from me first. Of course, there will be fruit preserves. I think we're all clear at this point that jam is my jam. But there's so many more products that I just love that I use in my home. And now it's time to share it with you. So I can't wait for you to see it. Thanks, guys.
This is why she has Harry at the very beginning handing her over this. But Harry, I believe, and this is just my take on it, this was when she was trying to do something else, and then she comes and does something else later on, and she's filming herself doing something completely different. But Harry's not there. But she managed to get his voice to begin with. So let's get into this, and let me tell you why this woman is such a big fat liar. And I don't understand for the life of me why Netflix is still with her. I don't understand it. I really am shocked. I guess it's the privilege that you get with the royal titles, I don't know. I really don't know. We're going to go through the lies right now. And these are the lies that I can count right now, but I want you to see if you can tell me if you can count others. So we know that she claims that Harry's there.
It's recording.
Okay. Cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, the cat's out of the bag because we exposed you. We exposed you. We exposed your grift. We exposed your lie.
I'm shocked that you've kept this a secret for so long.
You didn't. You didn't keep it a secret. We've known all along. I actually did a video last year about this as everything, and that I thought it was, it seemed like it was one of your ventures. I mean, pretty much we have been exposing all of your websites, including the Lily website, the Archie website, the Princess Lily website. So we've known about it. We've known about the Meghan account. When we reported on it, at least when I reported on it, I was called crazy and fantasist, and it wasn't her account because, what she said, that she hated social media. She's gone in all platforms. She went to Texas to rally against social media. Their Archwell Foundation is pretty much dedicated to trashing social media. And she said that she wasn't in social media last year when she went to Texas, or wasn't in 2023. They asked her and she said that she wasn't in social media. So I was called a liar and a fantasist, but I knew that it was hers because I saw that Serena Williams was following her. So this is a big lie for this woman. But I mean, the thing that I am baffled by, guys, is I just don't get. I will tell you something. Netflix is furious about this video because they know that we know that she's lying. They know that we know that they know that she's lying, which makes it worse. And this is her desperate attempt.
In 2 weeks, my show is coming out, which
Netflix told her that her show had been canceled. They are right now, as we speak, as you watch this deranged, this is a desperate woman. This is a desperate woman trying to save whatever she has left, because Netflix, there's so much drama. She was kicked out of Netflix because she was coming screaming at the CEO, Greg Peters. She went over his head to the board because she's very good friends with Ted Sarando's wife. And she trying to save the show because it's just a disaster. And there were talks of postponing it even further. I mean, actually it was canceling it, but they didn't want to just say it. They were hoping that people would forget that by then, where is Meghan's show? It's gone and done. So this is her way. I remember the king said that she's tungsten. This is her way of responding to Netflix. You are going to put my show out. You are going to put my show out. I have Harry here. This idiot's still backing me. I am still royal, or married to a royal.
I'm so excited for. And also my business, which I think there's been a lot of curiosity about.
No, Meghan. We were not curious. We were expecting it. This woman goes from D-list mattress actress to D-list influencer to the United Kingdom looking for a man. I'm looking for a man in finance. I see that girl, yeah. Looking for a man, marries the most popular prince, single prince in the world, says she's going to hit the ground running and she's going to use that platform to do good. Remember that? That she was a humanitarian. That all she did was wanted to help, serve people, do good. And when she was told she couldn't use the word royal, she told the queen, you don't own the word royal. She's finding out that she doesn't own quite a few words either. But she was a humanitarian. Remember how the press, even the newspaper, sold this woman as a humanitarian. And I was being called a liar. I was being trashed. My channel was canceled in 2019, 2020, early 2020. And I managed to upload a video in August 2020 again, because I was a liar. When I said that this woman was planning her way out as soon as she signed that marriage license in the back of the church, and that she was going to take them titles and she was going to go back to the US and be famous using the titles. And here we are. So to me, The problem is that when you don't have any talent, when you're stupid, when you're not that attractive, when you are average at best, and I'm being kind, guys, no matter what, the royal title only opens the door. You can get in the party, but it won't keep you in the party if you are not interesting or you're not good or anything like that, which is what's happening right now. So she goes from D-list mattress actress to marrying a royal, leaves the royal family claiming that she's going to be doing humanitarian work. And then she goes back to being a D-list influencer. At least with the TIG, she owned her own brand. She didn't partner with anybody. She would, she would get sponsored like I do on my YouTube channel, and she would get paid for that, but she was her own boss. Now nobody wants her. Spotify dropped her ass. Spotify called them effing grifters. Lemonada is postponed and tanked. This show, as I said, they postponed it, but it was actually canceled. We're looking at a woman at her last ditched attempt of railroading Netflix into showing her show because they don't want to show. They're livid and furious. There are lawsuits, there are threats. I mean, this woman is a known bully, and the Variety or Vanity Fair didn't do any favors. And it was a hit piece.
Last year, I had thought, you know what, American Riviera, that sounds like such a great name. It's my neighborhood. It's a nickname for Santa Barbara. But it limited me to things that were just manufactured and grown in this area.
You see, what have I been? Oh God, I feel so vindicated right now. Hallelujah. I feel so vindicated, guys. I've been saying this for a long time. Now, this goes and reinforces to me that this woman, go watch my video yesterday, is dumb, stupid, it's ignorant. And look at that forehead. I'm sorry, this forehead is so distracting. It is really distracting me, guys. Because I have a little business registered in the United States. All I did is I went to the United States Patent Office website, and it tells you the rules. I didn't have a lawyer. I didn't have anybody. And I said, okay. These are the rules on how to get your stuff patented. Very simple rules. So the name I came up with, it's not a geographical location. It's actually a very cool name, and I traded it. I trademarked it, and it took me 8 days. And it took me 8 days because I filed it on a Monday online. I paid $495. This was back in 2015. And within 8 days, because we have to take into consideration Saturday and Sunday, I got an email, a paper with the license number and the name and confirmation and blah, blah, blah. So, but I did my due diligence. So this is a person who considers herself super smart, Meghan Markle. Remember, there was this article where she said, Meghan Markle pays attention to detail when Princess Catherine's picture came out. And it was flagged as Photoshop. By the way, on top of having a lot of makeup, natural makeup, this woman is using filters. You can tell because her face is all blurred. Okay. So, and how they say, Meghan Markle would never do that because she pays so much attention to detail. Not really. So she would have known. She would have done her homework. She would have said, you know what? American Riviera Orchard, I have to make the products. Can only use the products made here, which is quite expensive, which is why the products with the American Riviera Orchard brand are expensive, because they have to be with the produce there, but not always. That's not always the case, because you see, there's a company called Harry & Co. If I believe I did a video about it too, that they actually put in a protest when she tried to trademark American Riviera Orchard, because one of their products is a jam and it's American Riviera. So they were worried and they said, no, she can't use that name. Because it's not that the company is called that, but one of their products is called American Riviera Jam or something like that. So she would know, had she been a savvy businesswoman, that you can't trademark a place and that you would have needed to grow the stuff there. So this woman, welcome to China. And don't worry, I'm not going to sell her any of my stuff. I'm not going to sell her any of my products because I do grow beautiful organic fruit, which I will never sell to her. Not that she's going to come to me, but you know what I mean? She's going to have to outsource. So what's it going to be? Rwanda, Nigeria, China? Like, that coffee that has been, the coffee is being manufactured and packed. The one that's I don't even remember the name of that coffee brand. It was the big scandal that it was full of lead. Number two, that at least it was manufactured in one of the provinces of China with the highest human rights abuse against women. I mean, in Nigeria and Rwanda, the thing with the Cesta collective purses, the people are getting 80 cents a day while they're working 8 to 10 hours a day while they're making hundreds thousands of dollars on those purses. So is she going to be outsourcing? She has to, because if not, she would have to pay for this stuff in American Riviera Orchard. But then again, if she were a savvy businesswoman, she would have known that. She would have done her due diligence. I mean, doesn't she have staff?
Then Netflix came on, not just as my partner in the show, but as my partner in my business.
No, Megan. They own your ass. They own your ass. Nobody else wants to work with this woman. She has been outed as a bully, and not in the royal family only. From Reekmans, we heard that too. We heard that right now, the Vanity Fair, people who were there, men that were needing therapy after dealing with this woman, which I don't get. I could understand in the United Kingdom, but why in the United States? Why in the United States? They make people sign NDAs. Do you remember the Maid interview? I will leave it linked somewhere here in the top so you can look at it. That everybody, that they were threatening. This woman was making fun of their Spanish accent and mocking them and threatening with deportation, even though they were legally in the country. They were legally in the country. The agency that hires them were legal. So this woman, you don't have anybody else. This woman is a failure at everything, as ever. She's a failure at everything. So yeah, Netflix, you didn't partner with Netflix. They own your ass. And they told you they're not showing the show. And that's why you're freaking the F out. And you're forcing them publicly. You're railroading Netflix into doing what you want to do. Because Ted Sarando's got an OBE and you're good friends with the wife. Greg Peters, the CEO of Netflix, wants nothing to do with you. You were kicked out of their offices. But listen to her lies.
Yes, which was huge. I thought about it.
Of course she thought about it, because she's such a narcissist. You see, I had to think about it because I'm the Duchess of Sussex. I had to see who I partner with. No, you didn't partner with them. And the contract is coming up for renewal in March.
And I've been waiting for a moment to share a name that I had secured in 2022.
Big lie. Big lie. Big lie. This is not a surprise that Meghan Markle will go back to grifting and to being an influencer. I am going to show you, because this is very important. I don't want you to forget that she said that she has secured that name. I'm going to show you this is why Netflix is canceled her. As you can see here, this is as wordmark as ever. Status, it's live, but it's pending. Okay. And you can see class 003 is the same thing as serial number, trademark. She started it from 2022. She has applied for it since 2022, and she still hasn't been able to get it going. This is just this is just now. The application filing date, September 17, 2024. Although this is another one. New application, awaiting assignment to an examining attorney. See current trademark processing wait times for more information. This is September 18, 2024. They still haven't assigned her. This is after 2022. I showed you that she applied for this in 2022, but she couldn't get it going. She has been trying to keep it going here now. And I think that she did this in desperation, because American Riviera Orchard, she was waiting for them to give the go-ahead, and it failed. They finally said no. So what did she do? She last year, I do believe that this is true, when she saw that the trademark for American Riviera Orchard was dead in the water, she went and reapplied once again to see if she could get this going. Okay, but she doesn't tell anybody. That's the problem. She doesn't even tell Netflix, because this woman doesn't even consider the consequences of this, because they've been branding this thing. Yesterday, Netflix had it as Netflix Arrow, because of course American Riviera Orchard was still supposed to be a go ahead. So when that thing finally was shut down, and I mean, Netflix has been talking about that. This has been all over the newspaper, guys. They're been saying that it's going to be Arrow, American Riviera Orchard, the jam. And we have been all wondering, how are they going to get that jam? How? Because they don't have the trademark. And how are they going to get this when they still, this is current. There's still, this is from February, as we can see, 2025. Okay. So this is now, they still haven't assigned a person to look at this application. And my money is that she's not going to be able to get it through. At least not on time for the launch of that store, which she still has, by the way. But how can she claim that? I mean, this woman is a liar. I mean, just listen to this. I just shown you she's lying. I just shown you she's lying. Listen to this.
And I've been waiting for a moment to share a name that I had secured in 2022. And this is the moment. And it's called.
You can tell she's lying because she can never look straight at the camera. She always looks away. She's always looking away. Why can't she look straight in the camera and talk to people rather than posing? Because she knows she's lying.
Called As Ever. As Ever essentially means as it's always been. And if you.
Just like you, Meghan Markle. Just like you. D-list mattress actress, D-list influencer. Went to being a super ultra A-list royal, and you're back to being a D-list influencer. You can take the girl out of the mud, but you can't take the mud out of the girl.
Followed me since 2014 with the TIG. You know, I've always loved cooking and crafting and gardening. This is what I do, and I haven't been.
No. Wait a minute. She said she was a humanitarian. We all remember that. This is what I do. No, you said you were a humanitarian. That's how you hooked that idiot called Harry.
Able to share it with you in the same way for the past few years, but now I can. So as things are starting to trickle out there.
Now, why wasn't she able to share with us in the past few years? Oh, yeah. Because she said that she was only going to be doing charity, because she was supposed to have been earning hundreds of millions of dollars from Netflix, which tanked. She was supposed to be doing movies with A-list directors. Didn't happen. She was supposed to be getting brand deals from Dior. It didn't happen. So what is she stuck with? Selling her stuff in malls through Netflix. And they own her ass.
There, I wanted you to hear it from me first. Of course, there will be fruit preserves. I think we're all clear at this
imported from China.
point. The jam is my jam. But there's so many more products that I just love that I use in my home. And now it's time to share it with you. So
Really? We knew about this, Meghan.
I can't wait for you to see it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we kind of knew that was happening. We kind of knew that was coming to an end. You know, it's and of course, we know that is a bold-faced lie. We know that everything. I mean, this woman said like about 8 or 9 lies, and this is an indication of a woman unraveling, of a woman who's been told that Netflix is not going to show her show. We know that she hasn't secured the trademark for As Ever and that store. We also know that there's another store in Brooklyn called As Ever. I showed it to you yesterday in that video. Please go watch my video yesterday. I mean, this is the store called As Ever. It's a very cool shop. They basically use vintage clothing, and they alter it. They give it a different color, and it's beautiful. They have a really cool Instagram page as well. This is the web page for As Ever. As Ever NYC. Maybe she's gonna have it As Ever only, you know. But here you go. This is this look how nice. Look how nice. It's really pretty. I love this one right here. I like this one. But it's beautiful, isn't it? They do vintage clothing and they repurpose it and then they sell it, a decent price. And for the $1 million question, no, this is not Lily. This is not Lily at all. These are two random children that she has. And it's interesting, again, the two coconut trees. Why doesn't she use her child or her children? Why doesn't she have Archie and Lily running through? Clearly, Lily does not have brown hair. She's she's like what? Less than 1 year old, because this kid looks really small. I'm surprised she's being pulled by this kid. And again, they want your email to mine your details. So no, those are not, clearly that's not Archie, and clearly that's not Lily, but she's clearly, as ever, using children. So we have witnessed the downfall, the panic video of a woman who has been told her show has been canceled. And this is her desperate attempt to railroad Netflix into doing her bidding, into posting the show, into showing the show, into partnering with her, because they're absolutely furious of all the mess, of all the lies. Because if this woman had been a savvy person, she would have done her homework, and she would have never cost so much money to Netflix, because all that advertising with American Riviera Orchard and in the malls, that costs money. And I don't understand, as I said earlier, why Netflix is partnered with the likes of Meghan Markle, because she's not Gwyneth Paltrow. She's not going to make them lots of money. If anything, she has shown them that she is a negative brand, that nobody wants to have anything to do with them. When they leaked that little trailer of hers, all the negative comments. To me, and this is my personal opinion, and also because I got some info that there has been a lot of drama and it exploded yesterday, which created this insane video. It's that she's done. She's done. She lied to Netflix. What did she think, that Netflix was not going to know that American Riviera Orchard was denied? Now she wants to make it look like it was her choice not to do American Riviera Orchard when the patent was denied. She lied to Netflix because they filmed last year based on American Riviera Orchard. That's why she published that Instagram. As ever, this is typical Meghan Markle. She's jumping ship, and she loves working with Netflix because all she's going to do is show up and do nothing. But I don't think this contract is going to go ahead. The contract is up in March. She knows she screwed up big time. She knows we're onto her. She knows we're judging. And no, we were not curious. We were expecting, and in fact, it took too long. And of course, charity work be damned. So what do you think is going to happen now? Do you think that she is going to successfully railroad her way into having Netflix put her show up? Because there were talks that the show was going to be postponed again. I mean, what a desperate move. What a desperate move. I mean, it's shocking. And her forehead, you know what? I had a hard time doing this video because I was looking at her forehead. And it's not that I'm body shaming her or anything like that, but it's just that her fan base is so brutal when they criticize our appearance, Catherine appearance. How they criticize Catherine for being so skinny, but yet they don't mention Meghan Markle being skin and bones by taking Ozempic. That's just my thought and opinion. But that woman, she's 43. Rough looking. Leave me your comments, please.